And speaking about culture, right? I think one particular person that will be really interested in, like be like in the role that culture plays in liberation and transformation of societies is actually Amilcar Cabral, right? And he spoke
Yes.
about the role that culture plays, and I think he would be really excited, with last year, hearing that the 26 looted royal treasures were returned to Benin by France,
Yes.
and
Yes.
the Benin president actually said, "This is our soul, Mr. President," saying that to Emmanuel Macron. So I think it's really nice that understanding the role that culture plays in a society and not taking history for granted. I mean, in as much as we want technology, we want to be advanced, like become, our countries becoming the like the first world countries, we still can't run away from who we are, who we have been, right? Because that plays an integral part. Unless otherwise it's like we are going to lose our identity.
Absolutely. And without identity, you really can't achieve much because you start aping others. You see everything that Africa produces as negative. You see, you
Yeah.
start internalizing what Fanon said. You start internalizing the inferiority concept, you see?
Yeah.
And once you do that, it means you're pretty much defeated. You're surrendered. You will not be able to imagine that you can ever challenge the countries that are quote unquote more advanced than Africa. How is it possible for you to think that you are secondary to someone where, number one, you have the history of being the origin of human beings, having civilizations that flourished, Ghana, Mali, Songhai, before even England existed. So that's the history. But then today, you have all the resources that the industrialized countries need to build up their economies. How can you be sitting on the resources and sitting on impoverishment at the same time? Something is not right. And part of that is because we don't appreciate ourselves enough as Africans. Because if we did, we would be able to work together collectively. How has it been that we've been talking about African unity since 1960, since 1963?
Yeah.
Formally, and up to today, we have barely achieved anything. With unity, we would really increase our negotiating power. We would say, if you want our copper, you pay this amount, but we also want technology in return. Why should you take the raw copper, raw whatever mineral it is, as is, and pay us a minuscule amount and use that for your industries? We need some of the technology, so while we give you the resources, we're also building some industries right here in Africa. Had we done that for the last 60 years, where do you think Africa would be today? Certainly, we would not be in the most impoverished condition of all the continents today.
That's true.
That's a travesty. And primarily that is because of bad leadership as well. I like to encourage young people to be activists, to demand that you are not having inadequate or incompetent leadership is not natural. It's not a natural thing. Even historically, before the European intervention with colonialism, we had the history of bad, incompetent leaders being driven out, being removed from leadership and replaced. So how is it that we can be tolerant on leaders who do not deliver on any of the promises? So I encourage people to be activists, to be demanding.